I don't know about you guys, but this economy is terrible. And therapy is not cheap. Like, I've looked. Hi you guys, thank you for coming to my channel. I'm so excited to be starting something new. This channel is going to be all about self-love and self-growth and how we can take those steps together into becoming a better version of ourselves. First things first is excuse the background. I'm not really sure where I'm going to put my camera at yet, but I'm just going to work as I go, okay? Because if I don't, I'm going to overthink it and we'll never have this channel. And another rule on my channel is we do not judge here, okay? We give our opinions so that we can help each other persevere and get to that better self that we want to be, but we are not here to be judgmental, so don't judge my background. And speaking of judging, don't judge my nails because classic diamond, I decided to take my nails off and then I remembered I needed to do this video, but whatever. We're gonna keep moving on. And we're just gonna roll with the punches, okay? It is what it is. I'm not gonna let one little monkey stop this show, okay? So unlike other channels that you may be watching, I do assign a little bit of homework, okay? Because I just feel like listening is gonna be the easiest part. You can sit here and listen to something all day, but you actually have to put action behind it. Like, you have to implement what you heard so that way you can grow and become a better person. I ain't gonna be too hard on you guys, but we are gonna have like little workbook assignments, okay? And I'm gonna do the homework as well. I'm not gonna leave y'all hanging. So without further ado, let's just get into the topic of this video. I hate long intros, by the way. But anyways, tips to getting your together. So tip number one, I feel like is gonna be the infamous moving in silence. I know that sounds so redundant and I know you hear so many people keep saying that, but it's true. You really need to move in silence. And sometimes I don't feel like it's about keeping things from your family and your friends or keeping things from somebody who you're in a relationship with or whatever type of relationships that you do have with other people. I think it's more so about just honing in and cutting out all the noise that, you know, sometimes people can just be negative. And I hate to say that, like, you love your family, your friends, your relationship, whatever, but sometimes people can just give you that one little negative connotation and it just throws off your whole thought process. And I am a firm believer of sometimes God only gives you something specific. And I think the biggest thing that I'm learning is that I don't need other people's permission to do anything. And I think that in our lives, like, we want to be well received and it gives us that boost of confidence. In reality, you don't need anybody to give you permission to do anything. You could just wake up and just do it. Typically, I have a small circle of people who I tell everything to. Like, we get into the nitty gritty, into the dirty details that you don't tell people about, but I tell my friends and my family pretty much everything that's going on in my life. I'm the type of person who is not easily embarrassed by real life things that I go through. So, and I feel like that's the reason why I try not to be judgmental to other people, because I'm just like, this is life. People go through things and there's no reason to judge each other for going through real life stuff. But anyways, I'm the type of person, like, I get sidetracked and then I don't know, for whatever reason, I just won't end up doing it. And I have a lot of supportive people in my life, in my family, in my friendships, in my relationship. But for some reason, like, when I start talking about something before I implement action into it, it just goes to shit. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie. Like, it just goes to shit. So for my first homework assignment, I think for the week that you should try to omit one thing that you would typically just, you know, ramble on and just tell somebody. Try to keep that to yourself. If it's a dream, if it's a goal, whatever. It could be something silly. It could be something so small that you're usually like, I would run out and go tell somebody this, but I'm going to keep this to myself. Try to do that this week. Don't tell anybody, you know, a small detail. Now, don't sit here and lie, because one thing that people don't like is a liar. I don't like a freaking liar. Don't tell nobody Diamond told you to lie. I feel like just withholding something small, not withholding the truth, but just withholding something that's just unnecessary to tell people, that's not going to affect other people's lives, is different than actually lying. Tip number two is going to be set clear and concise goals. If you're like me, sometimes I'm just like such a complete scatterbrain that I will set a goal sometimes, meet that goal, and not even acknowledge myself or not even congratulate myself for meeting that goal. Because now once I've met one goal, I'm running on to the next goal, to the next goal, to the next goal, to the next goal, da 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 da. So I just feel like it's so important to write down your goals and things that you want to accomplish. I'm the type of person, I feel like you need to make a list of long-term and short-term goals. I know it can be annoying to write in a whole bunch of things down, and a lot of people always say that, but trust me, it works. Like, you really need to write down your goals so that way you yourself can hone in on, okay, this is what I need to do. This is how I need to do to get there. And literally, like, if you notice, like, at least for me, my small-term goals will help me achieve my long-term goals. I want you to write down 3 short-term goals and then 3 long-term goals, and then go in on each goal and write down what you can do to help yourself get there. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't make this something so crazy. Another thing is, just a small tidbit, is that you have to learn how to let things go. Like, sometimes you can say, what's something silly? Like, okay, just a small example. You can have it in your mind, I'm going to get up, I'm going to go to work, I'm going to take the route that I always take to work. But then you could get in your car and then there's a car accident on the freeway, so now you have to take a detour around. Guess what? You still got to work. Same thing with your goals. Like, okay, you may have started a goal and you're like, okay, this is not going as planned, but you still need to execute the goal. So that's why I say you need to write things down. That will be a refresher for yourself to remind yourself when you come back to it off of your detour. You're like, okay, let's get back to the original plan. I don't know about you guys, but in my life is always throwing me haymakers, okay? So sometimes I need to write out my goals so that way that we do not steer the ship off the path. We can keep going towards the goals no matter what. So my third tip is going to be for you to declutter and organize. Oh my gosh. I always tell people all the time, like, you may put something to the back of your mind, but your mind still knows that it's there. Like, for example, right back here, there's a junk drawer that I just have a whole bunch of mail and a whole bunch of just, if you know, okay, if you know, you know. But we have a junk drawer in our house and you just put random items in there, okay? Like, and it's like, I may not think about it every day, but in the back of my mind, I know there's a junk drawer. Like, and even with, okay, like spaces like your room, if you know you haven't cleaned your room and you go on and about your day, you carry on like I had a good day, you're going to come back to your room and be like, my room is still not clean. Your mind still knows. So while you think that you're ignoring it, you're still carrying that around as almost like baggage in the back of your mind. So I really feel like it's really important when you're trying to start a new chapter in your life, you need to organize and declutter your old life. You have to get rid of old things that do not matter. You have to get rid of things that you're like, I can do away with. I don't have to have this item. Or just reorganizing your space. It's nothing like reorganizing your space to give you a fresh start in your mind. One thing I'll say is, do not attempt to declutter and organize in the same day. If you're like me, you're going to get super overwhelmed. I feel like there are levels to cleaning, and I like to sort them into what I call the 3 B's. There is bestie cleaning, there's bougie cleaning, and then there's broadcast cleaning. So when I say bestie, I mean you're going to clean up as if like your bestie is coming over. And when I say bestie, I'm not talking about your shallow bestie. I'm talking about your bestie that knows all the dirt, everything about you. And if you don't have a bestie like that, just pretend it's okay. Like, a bestie that knows everything about you. She knows your dirt, you know her dirt. She knows that you got kids that tear your house down. You know her kids tear her house down. She know about your man problems. You know about her man problems. That type of bestie is coming over. So you clean like your bestie's coming over. You just straighten up, like you want your house to be presentable when anybody's coming over. You don't want to look like a slob. But you're just like, okay, like my bestie knows, but let me straighten up a little bit so we can sit down and have a drink together, or we could sit down and watch a show together, whatever. Bougie is like, you need to clean like a bougie relative is coming over. Y'all know them relatives. You gotta get the papers off the counter. You need to wipe everything down when they come into the house. It needs to be a smell. That's a bougie type of clean. And then my last degree of cleaning is called what I call broadcast cleaning. Clean your house as if a whole broadcast channel was coming into your house. Zeus Network, or maybe not Zeus. Okay. I don't know, CNN, whoever. Clean your house as if somebody was coming into your house with a camera and you're like, I need to clean everything from top to bottom. I need to wipe down the baseboards. I need to get the dust off the TV, whatever. That is broadcast type of clean. I separate these cleaning hacks into steps because sometimes you just need to reorganize your mind. Okay, what type of cleaning day are we having today? Are we having a bestie, a bougie, or a broadcast cleaning day? Some days I feel really good and I just want to get up and clean my whole house, scrub it from head to toe. Some days I don't have the energy and I'm just like, I just want to straighten up a little bit. Getting back to the original topic is, do not overwhelm yourself. Like, for a homework assignment, what I want you to do is just declutter. Just choose one space. It could be your car, a junk drawer, your closet, doesn't matter. Choose a small space because we don't want to be overwhelmed. We're working in steps. Don't kill yourself. So just choose a space that you want to declutter that's been in the back of your mind. I know my car always needs to be clean. It always needs to be tidied. So maybe I'll do my car, but just choose a small space that you want to declutter and organize and just get it off your brain. And when you do that, just pay attention to how much, almost like a relief, it will feel off of your shoulders. You're like, oh, I got that done. It's out of the way. I don't got to think about it no more. It's not in the back of my mind. And then that way it might can help you do the rest of your home or do the rest of your space. Another step is going to be prioritize your mental health. Prioritize your mental health. If you don't have your mental, you don't have anything. I should have put that number one because I'm like, if you don't have your mind, like, we can't even get through the rest of these steps. I know, like, therapy is expensive. I don't know about you guys, but this economy is terrible. And therapy is not cheap. Like, I've looked. Therapy is not cheap. And if your insurance does not cover it, you're just out back. So I'm still the type of person, like, where there's a will, there's a way. As long as you have, I think the first step is, most importantly, is that you mentally have taken the first step. You have acknowledged, like, I want to better my mental health. Like, no matter what stage of a mental health crisis that you're in, you're just like I said, it could just be like, oh, like, I have problems concentrating, to all the way down to a full-blown, like, mental disability. But no matter what stage that you're at, it's just important that you take that first step in acknowledging that you have a problem. I feel like mental health is such, like, almost like a taboo topic to talk about. Like, but in reality is, like, you can get on social media every day and see that people got some serious mental illness. Like, and it's not even me trying to make it like lighthearted or like a joke, because I feel like mental illness is serious. I just feel like it's okay to not be okay. So prioritizing your mental health is watching self-help videos. Like, there's thousands, probably if not millions, of self-help videos on the internet. Read a book, read a magazine, read an article. I want to say, like, talk to somebody. That could be a step for you, but I feel like we need to start getting a little bit deeper than just talking to our friends, because 9 times out of 10 your friend got their own problems too. I feel like talking with your friends is cool, but your friends are only going to get you but so far. I feel like it's always important to have a third party, and definitely a professional, if you can, step in and sort of kind of evaluate your life. Like, you and your friends are on the same page. Y'all are on the same page. So 9 times out of 10, like I said, your friend probably has I won't say probably, but your friend has their own issues and you have your own issues. And then also, like, a lot of people are now catching on to, like, trauma dumping. You don't want to be that person who's trauma dumping on your friend, okay? Like, with my friends, like, we could talk about anything, but, like, nobody wants to be trauma dumped on, and I know I don't want to trauma dump on anybody. When I'm going through things or I'm not feeling mentally there 100%, like, I don't want to go to my friends who are having a good day or maybe in a good point in their life, and here I come with my bad news. No, that's what my therapist is for. So prioritizing your mental really should be number 1. But for the sake of my notes, it's number 3. You can start even smaller than reading a self-help book. Start small, like, start talking to yourself nicer. A goal for my own personal self is talking to myself kinder and nicer. Like, I'm a nice person to everybody around me. I should also be that same nice person to myself. Like, if I can't be nice to myself, or if I pick myself apart, sometimes I question myself, like, am I truly being that kind person to other people? Because I feel like it's almost like a projection of what you feel on the inside is how you treat other people. So I just feel like if you can start the teeniest bit, start small. Like, for the week, like, start small and just say, like, okay, anytime you're, like, out and about and you're like, I I don't know, picking yourself apart or whatever you do that's like just talking down on yourself or being negative, change that around. Every time you think about it, every time you have a negative thought about yourself, change that around and turn around and say, you know what? If you be like, oh, like, this is your makeup. Oh, look at my makeup. You know what? My makeup's not that bad. I tried my best today. Start small. Don't overwhelm yourself. I feel like that's a big takeaway. Like, do not overwhelm yourself. Do not do too much. Be kind to yourself. Take baby steps when you're trying to get your shit together, okay? It's gonna take a lot. Leave a comment down below. What's one thing that you guys want to change about yourself mentally? Like I just said, like I want to start talking to myself nicer and being a nicer person to Diamond. I'm so nice to everybody else, but Diamond needs somebody to be nice to her, because if I can't be nice to myself, can I truly be nice to everybody else? Moving into my last and final tip is going to be, you need to treat yourself. I've learned like in the very near past that I sort of kind of tend to put myself second and put other people first. Like, and while it may come off as a nice person, like I said before, like I'm not being nice to myself. Like I've noticed like I will do something nice for somebody else before I purchase myself something. And moving forward, I sort of kind of want to get out of that mindset, because nobody's going to have my back like I have my back. Like people may love me and people may care about me, but I have to care about myself first. I deserve nice things. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to try to fulfill my dreams. Excuse my dog in the back. But yeah, like I try to treat myself more to, whether it's something small like a makeup or getting my hair done, keeping my nails done, small things like that, okay? Life is too short to be insufferable. And if buying yourself something small makes you happy, that's okay. A lot of the times people don't like to be labeled things like vain or materialistic and things like that. And I feel like that is true, but to a degree. Like it's okay. What I'm learning, it's okay to treat yourself and take care of yourself. Like, I love doing my makeup. I love getting my hair done. I love getting my nails done. Like, small things like that. I love buying things for myself. Things that I'm getting into is not just buying myself something, but buying myself things of quality. The rule that I made for myself, I'm no longer buying jewelry that tarnishes. So, I just started a new jewelry collection. I'm trying to get rid of all my old jewelry and treat myself to nicer things, because I want to elevate as a person. I had to start telling myself, like, Diamond, you deserve nice things. You deserve to look good. You deserve to feel good. And I feel like everybody else should feel the same way. Like, you deserve to be the best person that you could possibly be. And there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like maybe we'll get into that in another video, but what I'm learning is that there's nothing wrong with being selfish. Like sometimes, like as long as you're not hurting anybody, as long as you're not causing harm to anybody, sometimes being selfish is definitely necessary. So I hope you guys found this video interesting. Sorry if I'm all over the place. I'm still trying to get my bearings, okay? I'm still trying to figure this thing out. If you know me, you probably know me as like an introvert or like a quiet nature person, but I really do have a lot to say, okay? I have some things on my mind and things I want to get off my chest. And I feel like, and not to toot my own horn, but I feel like there's a space that is needed for people who are not going to judge people and people who are not going to be nasty, mean, or rude. And that's me. That's your girl. I hope you guys found this video interesting. I hope you guys enjoy these tips. I hope these are things that you can implement in your everyday life. I hope you guys do your homework, because I'm going to be asking about it. I'm going to be collecting it at the next video, okay? Give it to me. Anyways, you guys, thank you for coming to my channel. Please like and subscribe and leave comments down below. Sorry if I'm a little wonky. Like I said, I'm still getting into it, but I love you guys. Thank you for watching, and make sure that you come back again.